Well, top of the afternoon to you and you and you, whatever part of the world you may be joining us from today. We say welcome to another edition of Transforming Lives, One at a Time. We are coming to you from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, but we are specifically coming to you from beautiful Tobago. All right, it is our desire that this program inspires you, encourages you, and gives you the necessary information you need for life's troubling questions, situations, and whatever you may be facing at this time. You could feel free to share, like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. Well, today we are going to be speaking about the realities of motherhood, as my guest shares some of her experiences as a mom. Is it all a bed of roses? Well, she'll tell us a bit later on. All right, my guest today is Mrs. Semoy Bedlow Chapman. She's a banker by profession, a wife, a mother to 4 beautiful and talented daughters. Semoy Bedlow Chapman, welcome.
Hi, welcome, and thank you for having me, Miss Dianne.
Yes, my dear. Well, Semoy, as thoughts resonate on motherhood and the roles and responsibilities attached to it, we must reflect and many times consider on how very crucial our mothers are to families, to our children, and of course to society as a whole. Mothers are in fact what we call the nurturers of the nation. Some will say it starts and ends with a mother. All right? So I want you to tell me, as we go on this journey as a mother, what was it like for you when you first became a mother? Were you nervous at the thought of now embracing this new responsibility?
I wasn't nervous. Right? I didn't know what to expect in pregnancy, but motherhood, I would say I wasn't nervous. And I'm going to say that because from a tender age, I don't know, I just love children. I'm not being biased, but I especially loved girl children.
Oh,
so
wow.
People who knew me always know that I am always having girl children around. I just say, bring her, I will keep her. Yes. And so I'm always fond of them. So I was always around children and fascinated by my aunt, Auntie Ingrid, who always would have us. And I don't know, I just was led to that naturally.
Yes.
So becoming a mother, it felt like it was something I was born to do.
Yes.
Yeah, for me. So it was beautiful. I was young, but I think I had a good support system.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did my best, and having my first daughter, Tehila, I managed well. Okay. As I said, my support system was really strong, so I worked well with that.
Right,
yeah.
So you were excited.
Yes, I was very excited.
Well, what is your daily mindset as a mother as you take care of your children, your family? Just how do you view your responsibility?
Right. Now, I see motherhood as very, very important because having 4 girls, firstly, I know they are watching up at me. I am their role model.
Yes.
Right? So each step I take, I'm always conscious of that.
Right.
So I see it as very important because I try not to just be the mother that says, do this, do that, but live. And, that really struck out to me when my eldest daughter, she had an interview and they asked her who is her role model, and she said, I said, you, mommy, because you don't only say things, you do what you say. And I felt so proud because I know my work is being done.
Yes.
So it's very important for me as a mother to ensure that my actions speak louder than what I say. And the foundation of me being a mother is ensuring that God is at their foundation, because God forbid I leave this earth, I always say I must leave them with proper manners.
Yes.
And the word of God.
Wow.
So once I know that they have those 2 things grounded, then I can go home to glory, and
Wow.
I know that that day would be secured.
Yes, and it's so important when you spoke about the foundation, because it is no secret what we are seeing right now in the homes, in the families. And I would always say, many times we are trying to deal with the manifestation, but we are not dealing with the root cause, which is always and will be
Correct.
getting back into the homes.
Correct.
So it's very, very critical in terms of laying that kind of foundation. So our children, even as you said, your daughter said that you were the role model. And I mean, that is such a beautiful thing. It means that you are not just saying one thing and doing another, but you are actually practicing what you preach. And as you rightfully said, the children are looking on.
Correct.
Well, I want you to tell us a little bit about what has the journey been like for you generally as a mother?
All right. So as a mother, well, bit by bit, I have my husband there, Mr. Brunson Chapman. He is fantastic as one of the major support.
Wonderful.
So, you know, as we do dual parenting, it assists me as a mother to guide these girls, because preparing them to be young women as well, you have to always know what is being said, what is being taught, and the communication with them as they grow at different levels, because they are all 4 years apart, even though it looks like I have children all the time. Yes, but they are 4 years apart. So I'm dealing with one becoming a teenager, then the other one is, my youngest is 3. And, you know, so managing those personalities, and it could become tiresome, but it could also, you know, you can get flustered in the process, but management as you grow is what helps me. So I am a person that has to have structure in what I do. Yeah, so I definitely have structure with them, but even the foundation I was talking about, I grow them up very independent. Sometimes that works for me and it doesn't work for me, because then you have that, right? But the independence help. So that, you know, I don't feel the whole weight upon me, because they are able to manage things. And all of that on my journey is just watching them grow from, and they are miserable at times. They are not perfect.
Of course, children.
Some people ask me, you beat that? I say, yeah, they are fully corrected. Yes. But I ensure that they are trained, and I don't see them doing something and just leave it sliding, right? I ensure that, you know, the correction is done and they know what they are being corrected for. So that journey is to ensure that I create or make good young women for the society. Yeah, so that's my journey.
Right, and even as you spoke about the personalities, because as I was getting prepared to come here today, I said, wow, 4 girls, totally different personalities. How do you manage that?
No, everybody says that they all have my personality. Daddy is just as me. He's just behind scenes. So we have a balanced personality with them. But in each of them, I see myself definitely. But how do I manage their personality? I deal with it as I go along, probably because I am seeing myself, I'm able to say, all right, I know where you're going to go with this angle, But it's 4 children, 4 different personalities, but I just bless God for them every day.
Yes,
it's fun. They are my company. I need to go anywhere.
Course. Of course. Well, it is no secret that a lot of women now have busy schedules. And of course, I know you are a career woman, you are a mother, you are a wife, and of course you're heavily involved in ministry.
Oh, come
so
on.
Tell me about, how do you balance that schedule?
All right, I know that question is always asked to me, even on the streets. Semoy, how do you do it?
Superwoman?
Yeah. But again, structure. I would say now, as I get older, I've learned how to say no to some things and prioritize. I must prioritize. And I see family as majorly important.
Okay.
Majorly important. So things for them, as I said again, I have a good support system, so I'm able to say, all right, I'll let you go with this one.
Right.
My support system is very small, but it's good. So that's mommy, husband,
Yes,
and that's
course.
it. Yeah, but managing it, I prioritize. So when I'm at church as well, and most of the things I do, whatever they can come along with me. So like in church, I have worship practice there with me.
Of course.
Yeah, so
of course.
only if we have something for like adults, I would say, all right, you all can't come to this. But
yes.
I have learned that from my mother as well, because knowing her being involved in netball, in church, wherever she went,
yes.
we were there.
Of course.
Yes. So that is how I prioritize my life and get things done with them. So it doesn't feel that weighty as it looks.
Yes. So what I'm hearing is parents having to be more intentional about parenting and about spending that quality family time to be able to grow and to nurture and to keep, because sometimes you find so many family members, they have so much going on that they hardly have time to be able to spend and really get to know their children. Even simply playtime. Children look forward to playtime with mommy and daddy, and okay, we're gonna go to the beach, or we're going for a long drive, that kind of thing. So just speak to that as how important is that?
Right. So I loved how you use the word intentional.
Yes.
Right. So I make it a priority to spend time with them. And playtime, trust me, I can deal with people on different levels, so I can get down to their level.
Right.
Especially in this age where we have children, a teenager in the room on the phone, this one on another device. When I say shut down time, let's go outside, ride bike.
Yes.
I sit on my chair, I play with the small one, and we all outside. So we know about that. I definitely see that as important, because they notice it and they realize, wait, mommy's taking that time out from her.
Yes.
And they know I'm tired, but I'm making that extra effort. Even if it's just to sit and watch them, they enjoy that. So we do that definitely. And we find times like on weekends to say, even if it's just for ice cream, because I love that as a child. I look forward to that, going for just ice cream. So it is extremely important, mothers, fathers, yes, take that time, be intentional about spending time with your children. Trust me, even though they don't say it now, they are taking pattern and watching.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what are some key lessons you have gleaned from being a mother and the importance of being consistent as you groom them? Because, you know, children could test you, but that consistency.
Trust me, children can test you, and my girls know when I'm joking and when I am very serious. Yes, so they know that even from a tone.
Okay.
Right, and I try to be very real with my children most of all. So the process that I would have learned from nurturing them is that you need to get to know your child. You must get to know them. And I always tell them, run your own race.
Yes.
Because even though they might be outstanding in different things, I say run your own race. So even though you fall in this area, you know where you're heading.
Yes.
Yeah. So I always encourage them to be who they are, and don't, even though persons expect things from you, to be who you are. So, you know, that journey I am enjoying, ensuring that they become who God wants them to be first, and for them to be comfortable in the decisions that they make. Yeah.
Of course. Because sometimes you have, and we would always talk about it, you know, that kind of pressure that sometimes children can feel, that, well, okay, mommy probably wants me to be a lawyer, mommy wants me to be an architect, or that kind of thing. I want you to talk about that, because that is something so very real that a lot of children are feeling pressured, even if they may not say it.
Correct.
So let's talk about that a little.
Correct. I want to take it from a different angle as well. Even my second born, Zama. So Tehila, when it was only Tehila was doing so well and whatever. When it was Zama's time to come now, persons had this expectation on Zama.
Yes.
And I made sure and shielded her. I said, Zama, you're not Tehila.
Right.
Right. So let's ensure that.
Yes.
And they understood that I have my own race to run, definitely. So Zama is now blooming into who she's supposed to be. My third born, who is a bit more shy, but she's more artistic and stuff.
Okay.
I don't put that pressure, because if I've even heard people say, but Yada, I don't hear about, and I said, no, she's running her own race.
Of course, yes.
I stand at the back of them. I don't allow persons to encroach on their space to become who they want them to be. I said no,
right.
So they know I have their back with that.
Yes.
So that is what I would say is very important in ensuring that your children feel covered by you, one, and know that you have their back. And the lessons that I've learned is that children are what their environment consist of. Yeah. So even though they have pressure at school or pressure wherever they go, they know, as I said, the foundation and a family setting of something that they can run back to is very important. So I guard that, and I ensure that they know that somebody's there for them. Yeah, and as we watch even in the society now, children, sometimes they're not saying anything, but you have to be so observant. So as my eldest one goes into her teen, and oh my God, those mood swings are very crazy. I told my mother, if I did her that, I do apologize. But it's managing that and reassuring her, knowing that social media doesn't define you.
Right.
You are who you are. So that's one of the major lessons that I would have learned, is guarding your children and ensuring that they have that safe space. Yes, that safe space.
That safe space is so important, because now that we are seeing so many things coming out in the school setting, we're seeing peer pressure, we are seeing bullying, we're seeing the use of drugs and vaping and so many other things.
It's very real. It's very, very real.
But we have got to, at the end of the day, we have got to ensure that our children have those values.
Definitely, that they have those values.
Yes. Well, at this time, we got to take a short break, and we will be right back. You're viewing Transforming Lives one at a time. Stay with us.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor, or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, Tobago Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic, and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters, and yes, windows. Plus, a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery, and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stompy's Bypass, Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying, and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595-477-5905, or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Do you need electrical and plumbing supplies from construction to finish? Then check out Voodoo's Enterprises Limited, Milford Road, Canaan, Tobago. Get LED bulbs and fixtures, septic tanks, water pumps, laminate flooring, press cut power tools, and so much more. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. Call 280-2050 or 660-4970. Voodoo's Enterprises Limited.
Hi, I am Dianne, host of Transforming Lives One at a Time, and I would like to introduce you to our brand new segment, Good Vibes, Good News. And this is where you have the opportunity to highlight your good news. You can send your 90 seconds video to our WhatsApp number 868-701-2099. That's 868-701-2099. Let's hear some of the good news that we never hear about. Good vibes, good news. hope, celebrating wins, truly grateful.
Welcome back to the program. My guest today, Mrs. Semoy Bedlow Chapman. Well, Semoy, being a good and committed mother, we know is a full-time responsibility. Hands down.
Trust me.
Moms are known to be the nurse, the mediator, the lawyer, the psychologist, the one who, in a child's mind, once mommy deals with it, it's okay. Better. And then even in my own personal experiences, I remember sometime I would have, you have your little accidents and stuff like that, and you run to mommy and stuff like that. And from the time mommy rubbed that and give a little kiss there, listen, all pain, it's over. All pain is gone.
Yes.
And she will fix that problem instantaneously. Definitely. And that's why at the beginning of the program that I said, many times persons would say it all begins and ends with a mother. And of course, many would experience the joys of motherhood, but we don't want to be naive and think that it's all hunky-dory.
That's right.
It's all a bed of roses.
That's
and
right.
My children are excelling, this is going perfect and stuff, I have perfect children or whatever. I want you to talk about some of the times that it may have been stressful. Sometimes when circumstances seem to want to overwhelm you, and then you just have to refocus and say, okay, I'm the mother here. Tell us about those kinds of challenges and how you were able to overcome.
Good. All right, so indeed it's a committed job, some people call it.
Full time.
So I'm always on duty.
Yes,
and the joys of motherhood, it doesn't come with joys alone, definitely. One of the times I would remember, even hospital visits, when you have to take them to the hospital.
Yes.
And sometimes you are so weary and you're like, can I please go home? But you got to stick that out. I don't know, mothers, you put on that cap that allows you to go the extra mile, even though you are so drained. So that commitment to staying with them and sometimes appearing that we've got this, and you are lost to the fact, hoping for the best, but you got to reassure them. That is one of the commitments. The other one I would talk about is, sometimes you have those times of frustration where you think that, all right, even though daddy's here, yet they come to you for everything.
Of course.
Yes, so problem this, problem that, and you just feel so overwhelmed. Sometimes I just need 10 minutes.
Yes.
So I lock myself in the room and nobody please, because I would start to lash out. So I remembered even in my younger age group coming up, I would have been, as you're working, sometimes you're frustrated from work. When you come home, you start to lash out at them. And I am like, when I pull myself, no. And I do apologize. That's one thing I don't play with. When I'm wrong, if I shout at them when I know it was not on them, but I took something out on them, I apologize. I don't let my ego say, no, I'm the parent, and just take that buff. No. So when it is wrong, so that they can testify to that. But commitment takes a lot from you. I mean, having God is a plus for me. As my center. He helps me to sort out everything, because it can get you depressed. I can understand with a mother who feels depressed that all of this is going on and there is no, sometimes you're low on finance, you have to figure out watch me, motherhood is the thing. But I traded for no other. I don't know. So I love the joys. I learn from the moments when it's down, and I put them together, and I would have it no other way. But it's not just all joy, right? Because I have to deal with stubbornness, rebellion. I have to deal with all of those things, yet fit myself in the picture, husband in church, everybody. So committing to motherhood is really something that you have to want to do. Yeah.
So it's not something that should be entered in lightly.
No. I don't suggest that. If you want to make the best out of children, or if you want to really say that this is what I want to leave for a generation, then think about it before.
Yes.
I mean, I got married in 2007, and by 2008, Tehila came, but we didn't have it planned.
Right.
Right. So that one thing I had to...
Yes.
Yes, I had to get that done. But as I said, it was something that I felt I could have managed at the time. But, you know, with that, it came like, all right. With that frustration in some of the instances, taking care of this young baby. And so because of my support system, I would have gotten it. But some persons may not have a support system.
Yes.
So I say, make sure you have Christ at least at least. Yeah, but there are different avenues as well that you can reach out to persons so that but motherhood, you must have that time where you can recuperate and, you know, find some time for yourself, or you'll keep lashing out on them.
Right.
Yeah, and that is one thing you don't want to do.
Definitely. Well, Semoy, some mothers are of the view that they can navigate this journey we call motherhood alone. I want us to touch on the crucial nature of having effective support systems. You touched on it just a bit. The fathers, a mother, an aunt, a good friend, a godmother. You know, let's talk about how crucial they are in everything.
In everything.
Yes.
Right. So support systems are good. I did say that I have a small support system because my girls, I guard them, not to be overprotective. I've had many experiences with persons, could we say, sometimes being jealous of them, sometimes being deceptive to them, that kind of thing. So I am very particular with who goes around them. I'm not saying that they are just special. They are special, yes. But I have to protect them because I am the watch over them.
Yes.
So your support system is good, but you have to know the influences that are coming towards your children.
Right.
Right? So even though you have a good parent and aunt, be sure of who they are. Make sure you are aware of them.
Yes, and that is so important.
That is very important. So I as a child, we weren't grown up to be going by this one to stay, go by. So that's not a fun. They don't even ask me that. Yeah, I would bring somebody over in my space for
no
and
problem.
We're back home because I cannot protect them all around.
Yes.
But I give them tools to go with. So I say, all right, you know what I expect. You may fall, yes, but you know what the expectation is. So I say guard their surrounding, guard their influence.
Yes.
So your support system has to be picked very carefully.
Yeah.
I am very, very high on that.
And you have to be, especially in light of the things that are taking place now with the advent of social media and that kind of thing. And then sometimes you may have your children, okay, go spend a weekend by this one. Yeah. You don't know the other persons that would be visiting that house.
That's it. The intention that you send them by the person may not be bad, but then somebody else comes.
Exactly. And then they say, well, you know, I have to just run to the grocery,
so
stay and watch them for me for 2 hours or something.
It just takes a few minutes to influence, to plant a seed.
Right. Precisely. So that is so very critical. And I think a lot of parents, you know, tend to take this area slight. Yeah. I just want to go to an event and whoever is available, it doesn't matter. I'm not even checking in terms of the character. I'm not even checking in terms of who are the people that is around this person that will be taking care of my child. Even babysitters and stuff like that. You have to be so cautious.
Definitely. And I check in. I always do check-ins. So you must, it is an intentional thing to be a mother. Yes. You have to be very intentional.
Yes, a good mother.
A good mother.
Because we have mothers.
We have mothers that are intentional, but in different aspects. But,
unfortunately.
Yes, but you have to be a good, godly mother.
Yes.
You must be intentional.
Of course.
Definitely.
Definitely. Well, it's important that we touch on the issue of shared responsibility. You have your husband that you said is such a strong support system, and hats off to you,
Definitely.
Mr. Chapman. Hats off to you. We have to give Jack its jacket.
Yeah. He definitely can do mother. He cooks,
Yes.
he can do
Wow.
it. Bless. Let me leave him in the
All-rounder.
secret. Yeah.
all-rounder. So that shared responsibility between husband and wife, mother and father. And I want to talk about how critical it is to decide early about the parenting approach, that you would adopt.
Right.
You having children, okay, let's talk about how would we parent these children so you'll be on the same page.
Good.
How important is that?
That is extremely important because, again, children don't only go by what you see. They are watching your actions, right? We would have gotten married young, as I said, had Tehila. So we had different seasons of learning. Oh my gosh, we slipped up here in parenting. We need to do it this direction, right? So seeing it wrong and wanting to change it and get it changed is very effective in parenting, right? And as again, I said, if we slip up and the kids would have seen that, we huddle together, let them know this was wrong. We did that. We should not have approached things like that, and we let them know. So we have that interaction with them. Right. Parenting is also something that has to be very intentional, and we try our best to be very intentional, especially in making decisions in relation to them and the home and everything. So we don't have that. We want to thank God that we don't have that. All right, you say that, you say this, right? But we would have done that in the beginning. The mother, would have had to learn from, okay, I can't be saying something else in front of the children where the father is given that. Yeah. So I would have had to learn that as I grew as a wife and a mother. So that had its faults, but we would have continued to try to put things in place and make it better. So intentional parenting is very important, and to have the two persons on the same page and wanting the same goals for your children, that helps a lot. Right.
And it's staying in that trend of thought. I want to throw into the mix the importance of re-evaluating parenting styles. Because sometimes you would have planned to conduct certain things a certain way. And then as you look, you make analysis and you analyze and said, okay, this doesn't seem to be working with this child, but it may work with another child. So you are in the best position because you have 4 girls. So you're in the best position to tell us how.
Yeah. Firstly, remember 2 becoming 1. So we both came from 2 different parenting styles.
Yes.
So that's one thing that we had to work to come together to say, all right, now we have to parent our home with the knowledge of mine and his, and now saying what is best for these children. Right. So again, yes, 4 personalities. So definitely same parenting will not work for each child. And you have to get to know your children in order to do that, right? Because even on the outside, as I said, people will have expectations. Sometimes you as a parent as well have to pull back and say, no, I said, but Tila did this at that time, why this one not doing it? So you have to be conscious of that, right? Because you can put the pressure on at home as well.
Of course.
Right, and that's why you don't want pressure outside, pressure inside. That would be... Right, so it's definitely knowing the child, getting to know the child, getting to know what capabilities the child has, what correction style will work. Because sometimes one child, you could talk, that child not doing anything, but you take away some kind of responsibility, something that they want to do. That is more pressure than licks or anything, So getting to know that child helps you, the parents, to know, okay, we can't deal with this that way. So the importance is getting to know the child, and then you would know what fits what, right? And then correcting if something didn't work, then you correct that.
And that, as you spoke about intentional parenting, I'm thinking, because sometimes you have persons, they are out to work 2, 3, 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And I understand. I'm not trying to trivialize. I am not trying to say, well, things aren't rough and you have to do that. But sometimes you try to get all of this and then lose the child.
That's it. And that's one thing because I had opportunities to do other things as well. But when I'm telling you, I am intentional about them.
Yes.
They are very high on my list.
Of course.
So it's God, then my family.
Right.
So anything else happens, I have to work it around that.
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely have to be intentional. And I understand to single mothers. And even though I'm not one, I could just imagine
of course.
the way that you have to manage. It's a lot.
Yeah, because you're talking about this support system in your husband and even mom and whoever else you may bring into the small circle. And then I'm thinking about this single mother who has to now do all of this on their own.
All of that. So, and I don't know how it works with sons.
Yeah.
So imagine that mother having to train that son. And so they would definitely need a support system. And I keep reiterating, get Christ at the center.
Of course, definitely. Because I mean, I know a lot of, especially within the past few years, I know a lot of single parents who have been doing a fantastic job. It's like they're taking day. What they usually say? Take
night to make day.
Yes.
No, some people get it done.
Listen.
And I believe they must have a structure in place because mentally it can take you to a different place.
And these children come out and they excel, and you wonder, this single mother, these 4, 5 children, and sometimes you have this single mother with one, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and of course you can only teach what you know.
That's right.
So if you don't have certain values and principles and that kind of thing, and to be able to teach them integrity and kindness and love and how to be respectful, if you don't have that within you, then you cannot teach it to someone else. And that's the reality of it.
That's the reality.
That's the reality of it.
And that's why sometimes the teachers, they would do their best at school, but when the child goes back home, if that is not being reinforced, then you understand what kind of society we are going to have. Yeah.
Because I was talking to Mr. Brian Brown just last week. He was on the program, and he was saying that sometimes parents and the teachers would call him, Mr. Brown, your children here misbehaving. You know, because he's a coach.
Right.
Your children here misbehaving, and he has to remind them, listen, I only have them for a few hours. Once per week. Someone else has them for the entire week.
That's right.
So it all goes back to our parents. So we have, as parents, and I'm making anytime I have to make a really big point, I look straight into the camera.
Definitely.
Parents, the onus is on us. We have to ensure that we put into our children what we want to get out.
Correct.
You may say, well, I didn't grow up respectful. I didn't grow up with manners. Learn. Learn. It is never too late. You can learn, and once you learn, you can teach your children. So there is no excuse.
Correct.
All right, but at this time we're going to take another short break. I tell you, the conversation is going so wonderful. My director here is telling me we have to take another break. All right, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you're wondering where to find top-tier quality tiles and products to refurbish or renovate your wall, floor, or pool, well, your worry is over. Come to D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center, Tobago Local Road, opposite the Bonnecourt Primary School, Tobago, where you will find porcelain, mosaic, and ceramic tiles of the highest quality guaranteed. D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center also stocks thinset, grout, tile cutters, and yes, windows. Plus, a friendly smile and service that's second to none awaits you. So forget the hassle and get all the quality tiles you need right here in Tobago at D-Cells Tile and Ceiling Center. Call us today at 460-8802, 639-8281. Opens Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m.
Do you need electrical and plumbing supplies from construction to finish? Then check out Voodoo's Enterprises Limited, Milford Road, Canaan, Tobago. Get LED bulbs and fixtures, septic tanks, water pumps, laminate flooring, press cut power tools, and so much more. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. Call 280-2050 or 660-4970. Boodoo's Enterprises Limited.
NSL School and Office Supplies for all your school uniforms, textbooks, stationery, and craft supplies. Located obliquely opposite Stumpy's Bypass, Canaan. Also offering printing, photocopying, and much more. Give them a call today, 615-6595-477-5905, or email them at nslbookstore@gmail.com.
Welcome back. Well, Semoy, I wanted us to talk a little bit about the importance of mentors and role models, because truth be told, it's very troubling to me, and I'm sure to many others, that some of the people we look up to as role models, listen, much more to be desired. And so let us talk about that, how important it is to have proper positive role models, because we have role models, but not on the positive side. Let's talk about that.
Role models, mentors, people who we look up to. Again, values that are placed within you will attract you to what you're looking for or what you want to push yourself to be. So it's difficult to find in this time. But there are role models. That's why, as a mother, I try to be a role model to my girls. And that comes with what I want them to become, right? Or values that they can take from me. If I had to say I had who is my role model, I'm not being cliche, but my mom is. Right. Because a role model for me is somebody, as I said, doing rather than saying. And I have seen my mother really push through many storms, really overcomes stuff that within her, I know it took something from her to accomplish.
Yes.
And she was more of the driver in ensuring that we did well and that kind of thing. And I really look up to her, because even in the community, when I see a lot of persons that they would say, we ain't had time with them people, most of the young boys, they come to her.
Wow.
Yeah, and the young girls as well, that people will say, look what they're doing, she take them, and she has this way that she knows how to speak to them and be real with them. I think persons are looking for persons who are actually real and genuine, right? And I know that is a big thing for my girls. They tend to look at people and they know when you are saying something and you're not being...
you're not genuine.
Yeah, you're not genuine.
They scope you out.
And I guess they got that from me.
Yes.
Yes, so they are very high on that. They will chat with you, but in that few seconds, they are taking you in, listening to those words. And again, I've seen Mommy really taken the community to a different place by taking them in and mentoring them and being a good source of strength to many of the homes that, would have been cast away.
Yes.
Yes. So I will look at her as a mentor. But for our young people today, we really need to step up. We need to step up and be real to them, even when in correction, allowing them to see that, okay, I would have made this error. I, as the person, I am not perfect, but let's try to look for the resolution.
Yes.
Yeah, I think young people as well think that we just like to highlight their faults.
Right.
Yeah,
correct.
I learned that as a mother as well. Growing up, my teenager, sometimes I was, no. And then I had to pull back. There are many pullbacks as a mother.
Yes.
If you want to be intelligent, there are many pullbacks and say like, wait, but I am attacking.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to see. When I spoke differently, then I got a different response.
Okay.
Yes. So I think that's why she was able to call me her mentor, because I will do my buffing, I will do my correction, but yet you realize that, okay, Mommy means well.
Yes.
And that is what we want. So mentors out there, if you are out there, let's step up.
Yeah.
it's decreasing. In my time, you had a lot of persons that you could have said, you know, that's a good quality that they have, but now it's so mixed.
Right.
That one time you're saying this, one time you're doing this, and we don't need that.
Yes.
We definitely don't need that in this time. So mentors are important, but they need to know that someone is always watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tend to think that many times a lot of our young persons, they think that others are just there to judge them.
Right.
And as you rightfully say, to just highlight what they are doing wrong.
Right.
Because many times you would hear even seniors say, me, I'm not able with them young people. No, and I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yes.
But the thing about it, sometimes we want to have a discourse with a young person, and many times they are just there waiting. But
Right.
sometimes we like to make it formal.
Right.
A guest of mine was saying, sometimes we make things a little too formal.
Right.
You going down the road, you say, you know what, I'm going down the road to the grocery. Come with me and let's go. And before you know it, just like your mom is doing, before you know it, she has a whole community, that she is a role model for.
Definitely.
So I think we have to now take a step back, as you would have pulled back as a parent on various occasions, and take a step back and say, listen, these young people, they grew up here, they were respectful. What has changed now? Maybe because I'm not having a little conversation with them. Because sometimes we see them and we pass them straight on the road when they really just want to have a chat.
That's correct.
You know?
But so what we have to do is know how to do the approach, because remember, young people from the get-go, they are already saying, all right, they're coming to judge me.
Yes.
So your approach is what has to break that down immediately. So when you approach them with, you know, a common language, you don't lower your standard,
right?
But yet you get to let them know that there's a free space here, right? So we have to really not be judgmental on them by our approach.
Yes.
So hear them out a bit. Sometimes they are way off, and you need to really guide them. Of course,
bring them back into.
Be there. Yeah, without saying, sometimes we say too much.
Yeah.
We say too much and they want the listening ear.
Yes, and it comes across as if we are criticizing.
Yes.
And not trying to understand what they.
It's like you just grew up.
Yes.
And they don't like that. They want to know that you don't have to tell them your entire business.
Yeah.
But they need to know that, all right, we are all humans. We're just one older, one younger.
Of course.
That's all they're asking.
I want to also talk a little bit about the gap between our senior citizens and the younger ones.
Yeah.
And I would always say we need to find initiatives that can be able to bring our seniors with our younger ones, whether it's a sports day, a family day, a beach lime. I don't know, but I'm saying that we need to bridge that gap.
There is a gap.
Yeah.
That takes some planning. Yeah, and seniors can't plan an event for young people. You have to collaborate.
Correct.
So that's what's happening. So where you try to plan something and bring them in, rather than have them be part of the planning.
Okay.
Yes, so that the collaboration is there. You would see things on a different angle. They would see on another angle. But it's to find that common ground, and it's being open on the both sides. So you have to give in to some things, and yet they have to be able to say, all right, let's try that way with a little twist. Yes. Right? Once it's not something that will degrade both persons, but there has to be that compromise. And there has to be that willingness on both ends to compromise. But I love dealing with young people and children. I prefer children, but I love dealing with young people. I love listening to them. So I have that. I have many young people who call me Auntie Semoy.
Right.
I'm fine with that. But I understand where the auntie comes from. The respect.
Respect.
So, so we go on like that. And that's what has to happen. We have to bridge the gap, and definitely needs to be bridged.
Definitely. I was also thinking about the importance of having the seniors, like the senior mothers, as spoken of in the Bible,
Right.
for the elder mothers to teach the younger ones.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a bit.
Yes. Again, you have some seniors that are stuck in their ways. So that will cause a problem. But as you get, they have to be a part of, each have to be a part of what one another is doing in order to bridge that gap, right? But the teaching has to be done with the understanding. And even though things were done in olden times, you have to be present and relevant, right, to what is happening now in order for them to feel, okay, I understand.
Okay.
Yes, I understand. So that is where I think the gap has to be drawn in.
Yeah, because there are some fundamental things that our seniors can be able to pass on. And I am a bit concerned about that, because what we will have is our seniors passing on, and they're not passing on the baton.
No.
They're not passing on the information so that we can get to the other generation and the other generation. So we don't want a situation where a vast wealth of knowledge, which should have been passed on to this generation in order to continue.
That's correct.
That it's been lost.
And I'm thinking another way that the gap could be bridged is as parents, because if we're using a church setting, nowadays seniors are afraid to approach people's children. That's how they will say, not me, I'm telling that. So if the parent wants to also see that child develop and learn from the seniors, then they can be a part, so that the child as well feels safe. Well, okay, mommy is okay with this person talking to me. So now, okay, I would be able to. So that's, as parents, we have to be okay with allowing them to start the conversation.
Understood.
I just thought of that.
That was a big point. That was a big point.
I should have looked right here.
That was a big point.
We have to be there, because they already see us as the safe space. So if mommy's allowing me to talk to this person,
then
there's some level of trust that she's
and confidence that you have. That is very important. Well, Semoy, as we begin to wrap things up, I would like you to share a word of advice or encouragement to those mothers who may be going through a rough time. Real. They're going through a rough time. They may not have planned on becoming a mother at this time, but this is the situation. They are probably pregnant at this time, or the child is here. Give some kind of hope and encouragement to those mothers, and of course single mothers.
All right. So motherhood, as I said, is it has its pros, it has its cons, it has its joys, it has its downtime. And being a woman on a whole, before you even become a mother, being a woman on a whole, you have so many changes, so many things to deal with, just you. And I could just imagine being a single mother to manage a child. Even though you have that child and you didn't plan for that child is a gift. I only appreciate understanding them being a gift when I have my own nurturing. You know, sometimes people say, you have so much children. And I used to be offended at first and say, wait, I really have plenty of children. But when I look at them and understand that they are gifts, they are making room. Sometimes you don't plan to have this child, and this child, God would have sent this child to bless you and to make room for you. So as a mother, a single mother, you might be feeling very frustrated. I always promote Christ. I say he gives you the calmness, the peace, the wisdom, the direction. So I promote him first, and then I promote getting a good support system. But know that you can do it. There's that fight within us as mothers when nobody is there. Because I know, like, if you see that child suffering with that cold and you're not breathing, something kicks in. So find that kick in when you're feeling down. Trust me. Trust me, I know of being way out feeling frustrated, but you gotta find that kick in. Look at that child and say, I'm doing it for you. So keep Christ as your center and know that you can do it. God would not have given you that child if he didn't know you can't do it.
Well said, well said. Definitely. So Semoy, I would like to give you the opportunity to leave one thing that you would like to resonate with our viewers today, or maybe highlight an area that we did not touch on quickly.
Okay, good. So one thing I did when I had my 4 girls, I named them, and it was intentional. So their names are Tehila, Zama, Yada, Barak. And they all mean praises. And I intentionally did that because I believe when you call somebody something, that they will become. So even in their mischief time or their teen time, when I call Tehila, it's not just calling Tehila to say Tehila. Praise must activate and something would happen. That's what my belief is. So firstly, even if you would have named them already, get a name that suggests when you call that name, something activates. That's one trick I have that I would have let out of the bag. But also I leave with them Philippians 4 verse 13. And it's a verse that my mother would have given to me. So I gave it to them, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I give them that daily. And I've seen that it has worked for them in every aspect of their lives. So for me, I'm saying to you, as a mother, give them something, leave them with something. I would have said earlier that if I go before them, that they must have manners, because manners is going to get them places, and they must have the word of God. So that's how my journey is. That's how I live my life. That's how I train my girls, ensuring that they respect persons and allow persons to be respected by them, as well as I leave them with the word of God. And I hope something in that would help you. So go forth, and motherhood is the thing.
Well, thank you so much. I want to thank my guest today, Semoy Bedlow Chapman, for just sharing her experiences as a mother and highlighting the realities of motherhood. One thing is clear, being a mother is no walk in the park. You have to be intentional as you guide your charges, to ensure that you produce citizens that we can all be proud of and make meaningful contributions to our society. Well, viewers, this is where we leave things for today for Transforming Lives One at a Time. Remember to send in your 90-second videos to 701-2099. This is on Good Vibes, Good News. You are sharing your good news. Your child may have excelled in school or in a sport, or you just have some good vibes. Good news. We want to inspire. We want to bring hope again. We have so much bad news going around, and this segment is specifically to highlight good news to bring renewed hope to persons once again. I am your host, Dianne, always happy to be in your company. Okay, so as usual, I leave you with the definition of transformation, which is an internal shift that brings us into alignment with our fullest potential. Hey, we've got this. See you next time.